Okay, y'all, it is 1:37 in the morning, and I decided to come in and do another live. I know most of the people sleep, but that's perfectly fine for me because out of all the years that I've been doing YouTube and videos, I'm actually still nervous of the camera. So I'm gonna do this conversation without even looking, if y'all don't mind. I still want to make sure that I got this camera fixed some type of way so you can see me and YouTube don't give me an unauthentic, well, deem me unauthentic for the algorithm. Let me say that. Um, I just want to come in and talk about a few things that I have dealt with being on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and on Google. Um, like I'm literally, you can literally Google my name and I'm on Google. There's a good thing and a bad thing with that, because I've done everything on my own. I've done all of the editing. I've done all the search engine optimization, the websites that I've had before. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. Um, and I'll try to stay on topic this time as well. Um, I done everything myself. Um, and I'm starting to realize what people talk about when they say that you will have celebrities and people that kind of already have their own, and they will watch influencers and regular everyday people and get their ideas from, and kind of like take your idea and run with it. Like I had no idea until I put myself on social media, I put myself on Google, that I could be imitated and someone could learn from me and actually do a better job than I can at it. To stomach that, and you've been doing it for about 8 to 10 years, is tough to deal with. I started my business about, I want to say, 9 to 10 years ago. Um, I didn't expect that I was going to be an influencer. I didn't think that I would have to be on Instagram, Google, TikTok, you know, Facebook. I had to be on all of those social media platforms that I did not like growing up. Like, I couldn't fathom that I had to do all that in the background besides me building my own websites and everything. Like I was an introvert before we had a word for what it was, introvert. I didn't know I was an introvert until I got in front of the camera, which is totally crazy because um, I'm a people's person, but I'm a certain type of people's person. I don't deal with everybody, and I'm not for everybody. That's just me as a person. I'm a regular person that wanted to start a business years ago. I'm still at it because I've worked so hard at it, that I kind of don't have a choice but to keep going um, at certain things, especially with me relocating to another state from my hometown. I mean, I've lived in more than one state. Florida is my second home, but I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. Everybody knows I'm from Detroit. But Miami is my second home. I stayed there for 10 years too, okay? So, I didn't mind traveling. So, I'm trying to stay on subject here, okay, y'all. Um I'm a brainstormer. I'm somewhat of a brainiac. I like to do a lot of research and things like that. And I think that's where the idea of me coming up with a business came from. But the idea that I had to step out of my shell in order to do these things was the scariest thing of them all. Um, Not only that, but the amount of money that I have lost on this journey and how much money I have put into this journey, the time spent, the videos that I have done, only for them to be recognized as insufficient or inauthentic by the algorithm, basically. Um, and it's it it's a long learning lesson to have to go through all that with editing videos, having content, having product for people, and you can't use it, like literally for years, like having the type of content that people laugh at, and of course they're going to gaslight you. Oh, I love your content, this and that or whatever. But a lot of them secretly know that some of that content that you create, especially if it's not authentic, um it's going to get banned or it's going to be removed. um Even if it's a lip sync or something like that, and you did a scene from a movie, like for instance, you'll go on my channel now and you'll notice that a lot of the movie clips that I did are no longer there because of the fact that after a lot of studying of trying to figure out what's wrong with my channel, um, I had to remove a lot of them. And you don't understand, as an influencer, the amount of work that I had to put in um, creating some of those videos. Is exhausting to know that YouTube will not accept them. Okay? Like, it's so much deeper in this game. People tell you try to do an influencer, um start YouTube, start TikTok. They're lying to you. I'm just gonna be honest. They're creating more competition for themselves. They tell you that it's easy, but once you get into it and you have to do your homework, you have to do the research of it all. Not only if you were starting YouTube and you started it from a business aspect, because that was the main goal for me starting my YouTube channel, is because I started the business. But I didn't become an LLC till maybe like 6 or 7 years ago. My LLC hasn't been active for the 9-10 years. I started in my early 30s. I believe it was my early 30s when I started. Um, and I was just so sweet, you know, and optimistic about it. I'm gonna start my business. I'm gonna get my products going. I'm gonna put them online. I'm gonna start my website. And you talking about somebody who was completely naive about the entire ordeal. Y'all have to excuse me. I'm sweating. It's hot in here. I don't have AC. I'm about to open the door, but the mosquitoes are so bad in Georgia. I'd rather be boxed in and deal with the heat. But anyway, You talking about somebody who was so naive. Now that I have gotten into my influencer journey, I can talk about the things that when I first started the business and my influencing journey, what made me start there, that I didn't do my homework. I didn't do my research on things before I started the business. Um, Paperwork, writing things down, taking notes about, and hey, I'm here. So if you want to start a business and you're trying to figure out how to do it, I'm here to learn from my mistakes. Okay? That's how people learn from me. They learn from my mistakes, and it just is what it is, okay? They learn from my mistakes. So listen to me, okay? Um it's benefits of writing everything down, um calculating how much you spent, what you're going to spend, what you shouldn't spend to, what you shouldn't spend for. Like when I first started, the things that I purchased, now that I think now, I could have spent my money on something that would have helped my business grow, instead of just listen to Tom and Harry about, oh, just buy this, you need that, you need this. And now, 8 years later, I'm only using a phone and a ring light. That's all I'm using. Opposed to when I first started, I bought 3 ring lights. They not gonna last. Why you need 3 of them? I bought cameras. I bought setup, backdrops. The amount of money that I spent um, when I first started was ridiculous. But they were telling me, you're a business. You have to do influencing. You have to show everybody your product. You gotta, this and that, whatever. Mind you, I never went to school for business. I learned all this through the hard knocks of YouTube and social media. I've learned from doing things the wrong way. I'm just gonna be honest, okay? And I really did not know what I was doing when I first started this journey, okay? And like I said, feel free to learn from me and my mistakes, because I'm not giving up. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to sit here on my channel and talk about it. I don't care about how many stalkers I have on my YouTube channel, how many real life stalkers that I have, because of the fact that I'm on Google. I could give a fool my number, okay, and I will pop up in his algorithm. It's that bad. But I didn't know that doing search engine optimization and ranking myself on Google, this is what I had to deal with being an influencer. I'm not a star. I've never said I was a star. I never said I might be a little bit famous. And famous don't mean rich. Famous mean known for doing things. Okay? That don't mean rich. Famous and being rich are two different things. You can have a certain amount of fame without having the rich. Okay? And I noticed that. I had to Google those things. To realize that, man, like I literally had no idea what I was doing. But to make a long story short, when I first started Janae's House of Beauty, actually, I think it was another name. I had changed my name once already. It was something like something human hair or something like that. I forget, okay? But that was my original first name, was something human hair. And then when I switched my business name the first time and the last time I switched it, I said I'm gonna put my own name in it. I'm just gonna come up with something quirky to me that, kind of like rings a bell. Um, but I had no idea that I was gonna have to be influencing. I didn't think that I would have to have, you know, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. I was thinking just maybe let's just do YouTube. I do my own hair anyway. I've been doing my own hair since I was like 16. I braid my own hair. I started making wigs and stuff like that. I said, okay, good idea. I'm going to start making wigs online on YouTube for people to see it. I've been sewing hair in all my life. Like literally, I've been doing hair for a long time, but I'm just not licensed. Everybody knows that most black people, some of the best hairstylists, that are in the hood, and they're very good. They don't have a license, especially if you're not dealing with chemicals. I don't handle perms or anything like that. I don't bleach hair, so there's no reason for somebody to look at me like I'm not good. On on a real tip, if you're black and you in the hood and you know somebody that is not licensed, especially a young girl in her 20s that can braid the hell out of some hair, but she's not licensed. She's not dealing with chemicals, but she's good. Period. Okay? So me being on YouTube, I never was trying to pretend like I'm something that I'm not. Let's start there. My journey was to have my products, sell my products to my own community, because what? We the only ones that buy hair the way we do. Okay? But we go to other cultures when we go to beauty supplies and we spend money with them, when in actuality we should be spending money with each other. I'm just gonna be real. Okay? A lot of us African American communities, we go to these Chinese stores. A lot of times they don't even like us, and we spend our money with them. We allow them to be rude to us, etc. So those were the reasons why I started a business in the first place. Okay, but I wasn't officially a business until, and we're not talking race here. We're talking real talk, okay? We're not talking racism here. We're being real here. I'm talking about the black community because I braid 4C hair. And if you're here and you're African American, I'm going to tell it like it is. And if you're not African American, you can understand what we go through from the conversation I'm having on live. Okay, so these are the reasons why I started the business, because I myself, I spent so, especially in my 20s, I spent so much money on hair and products to other businesses that cater to us but really don't like us. Okay? We just gonna be for real. Okay? So that's the reason why I felt like I should start a business. The amount of money that I used to waste in the beauty supply was unreal. Um I'm trying to stay on topic here, okay? But I feel like you kind of got to know the backstory of why I never thought I would become an influencer. I'm a loner. I've always been a loner. Not to say I don't like people. I prefer to be to myself. Um, that's just me. Hold on, y'all. It's so hot up in here. Give me 1 second. I need a fan. Hold up. Baby, look. Georgia ain't playing. It's probably about 90 degrees. And it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning, y'all. It's 1:57. Let me slide this wig because she slid back. Hold up. Don't do that. Should be all right. If you don't wear one, you gotta shift it to the front. Okay. Now, anyway, so I never expected for me to be an influencer because of the fact that I was always a complete introvert. I'm picky and I'm choosy with who I deal with. So I could kind of understand now being as an influencer after following other people for so long, how people who follow me and watch me can be very picky on how they interact with me. I get that now. I understand that now because now that I'm an influencer and people kind of see me a lot, now I'm very picky and choosy with who I interact with now. And that's because of the fact that I'm an influencer and people kind of know me now from being there. And like, if especially if I'm on Facebook, if I like your post, everything gonna show up. It's gonna show up. It's like free promotion at the level that I'm at now. I'm not getting paid for it right now, but it's free promotion. So you have to kind of be careful with who you deal with. But at the same time, being an influencer is tough because you don't have no control over that. You see what I'm saying? You kind of don't have any control over that. And we're going back to what I was saying earlier, that how many people that I watched and realized that kind of like learned from my ideas and kind of took off with it because they they learned from me. But I guess when I first started it, I was so naive to where I didn't do my research. I didn't do my homework on the paperwork on what is deemed as authentic and what is not authentic for certain platforms and different modes of social media. Like, I literally learned a lot from Era. Okay, I have a lot of content, but I don't have them all on each social media platform. Now I have to pick and choose which ones that I want on certain algorithms because certain algorithms just will not allow. Um, and now the way that they have AI set up to do everything, and they have AI judging your authenticity, you really can't get away with anything now. And if an AI clocks you, you have to wait about 10 to 15 business days, maybe a month, to talk to a human to kind of get things fixed. So, influencing is not easy. I'm just gonna I'm gonna be straight up, okay? It's not easy, especially for an introvert. I can see that if you were in high school and you grew up and you were the top class clown, or you were little misapproved in the high school and everybody liked you and you always had birthday. I'm just gonna talk about real talk. Maybe you would be more comfortable in front of a camera. I've never been that type of person. I'm a normal person. And I'm usually the one that used to slide by the crowds. Hopefully they didn't see me until I've gotten too dang on tall for me to even slip by people anymore. Like, okay, there she go over there. Here she go. There she go again. I can't slip through the crowd. You see what I'm saying? And I would have preferred to do that at a younger age. So now I feel like influencing really didn't fit me when I first started it. I figured it could have been other ways that I would have started my business off and did it in different ways. But Nowadays, there's literally no way around it. You have to do influencing at some type of point in your journey because they have to see your product and they have to see who is administering the product. Okay. Um, and then people will either they're base their decision off on how they connect with you, whether your product is, how you say, deemable or has an ability to be purchased. I don't know how you would say that, but they're going to judge your product from you as a person, okay? Which I kind of feel like is not fair because if I have a high grade A of hair and you feel like me as a social media influencer, you don't fully connect with me, but then again, you really don't know me because you are kind of on my social media page, so you kind of never got the real gist of me before you judging me and my products together. You see what I'm saying? So, it's kind of, it's a little tough. I'm gonna say that it's a little tough, especially when you start off as a business owner and you're originally not like a people person. I've never wanted the type of business to where I needed thousands of people to hire me. For me to hire, that was never the goal. I didn't want a big function. I want something online to where I can actually run my own business. Okay, I've known from working other jobs amount of work that I've done in managing other businesses that I can pretty much do this myself if I had the right direction and the right products. So, I'm trying to stay on focus here. But me starting a business, like I said, it had nothing to do in my beginning, it had nothing to do with me being an influencer. I might have had the inkling of maybe wanting to be on YouTube. But that's it. I just wanted to be on YouTube. I didn't see Facebook as a platform to where I can get paid from. I didn't see TikTok at the moment a platform where I can get paid from. I never saw Instagram as a platform to where I could get paid from. Okay. Then, once I realized that you can get paid from these accounts, the amount of stress that came with it, it was like, oh man. Okay, so I gotta be perfect. I gotta be perfect on my social media accounts. Because if I'm not perfect on my social media accounts, I won't get any likes, I won't get any subscribers, I won't get any views. And if they don't like me, they really not gonna purchase my products. You don't understand what that does to an influencer. And then again, some people do know what that does to an influencer. That is their point in doing that. That is their point in behaving in such a way. Okay? It and like I said, me as a naive person when I first started my business, the realization that had to sink in is that people know what they're doing. When you're an influencer, if I hit the like button for her, she's going to get more views. If I spend this little bit of money and give her a review about her product, she's going to make more money. And most of the time, the ones that are watching you may be influencers themselves. And God forbid you make more money than them. Oh, that just can't happen for them. They don't want you to make more money than them. So they will never hit the like button. No matter what you're saying, how real it is or whatever. It's like the gaslighting that I dealt with. Like when I talked about the real things, like so far what I'm doing right now. Like right now, nobody hit the like button, but they've been sitting here and watching me for 30 minutes. I'm gonna call it out. They've been sitting here and watching me for at least 30 minutes. And nobody hit the like button, but they're listening. You see what I'm saying? As an influencer, a business owner is different. You making your money, you running your business, you got to worry about money coming in and out. You got to calculate what you spend and what type of products. But an influencer, you got to deal with a different type of flat. And the moment you feel like you don't like me is the moment you could try to get me demonetized, try to block my channel, try to say something out of the way about my products. You might even try to sue me. So I have to have an LLC, which is um, a liability for my account. Just in case you try to sue me, you can't sue me, but you can only sue my business. That way I don't go broke at it. That is the point in people having an LLC in the first place. I'm telling you, I learned this all from the school of hard knocks, social media. I never went to school for this. I never went to college for this. But the 10 years ago when I had an idea, I'm going to start a business, I was just kind of like winging it. I'm going to be honest. I was winging everything. I was winging it. I'm on Google. I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook. I mean, it makes you kind of smile that all the work that you put in over the years, it did something. But it just didn't do what you wanted it to do. It just didn't do what you wanted it to do. Which is the scary part of being an influencer, because if I would have had a business and I found out a way from the beginning to sell my products and not... Do I regret it all the way? No, I don't regret it all the way. But, let me see. Top fans. Oh, my algorithm just did something. But anyway. And like I said, I don't care. This is my channel. I even changed the name of my channel, okay? And I'm going through stuff right now with my influencing journey, and there's nothing else for me to talk about. But we're going to talk about my struggles today. This is what we're talking about, okay? Since I don't have nothing else to talk about right now, I done spent huge amounts of money to create videos beforehand and to now. Like the amount of money that I used to have at the point to create a video. To spend money with different companies in order to edit the video. The time it took to do the search engine optimization. The time it took to talk to Google. To talk to different AI generation systems in order to have me on the first page of Google. It takes time. Nobody's going to show you this. Nobody's going to give you that game. And I understand now at this point, I understand why they won't. Not saying that I agree with why they won't show it to you. Because it's diabolical how they gatekeep out here, and they try to tell you that they not gatekeeping, they lying. They most definitely gatekeeping. Because the stuff that I have learned along the way, most of them went to college for. I had to learn this on my own. What actually search engine optimization was. I had to do so much research in order for me to show up on Google. Okay? Which is about 7 to 8 years of research, which is about the time that it would have taken you to go to college and do all of this. But I didn't pay for college for that. I paid cold hard time for it. Like literally all night, all day, creating the video, editing the video. Okay, so it was a lot rougher than I thought it was, because me being a business owner, the only thing that I had in my head was selling the product, producing a product for the customer, exactly what they want, the customer service, and how to contact or delegate with my customer in order for them to see what type of product that I have, whether they wanted to purchase or not. It goes way beyond that once you get into influencing. It does. It goes way beyond that. Okay. That's a lot. It's a lot for one person to handle. Especially if you don't know how to type, if you're not researching things like that. Like, it's a lot. I'm gonna be honest. For me to get here, it took me about 6 or 7 years of search engine optimization and knowing what I can put in my system. And then understanding that up to 75% of the work that I did when it comes to video and my influencing is obsolete. And it was basically just a practice run. That's the worst thing about it. Most of the stuff that you learn is you're gonna look back at the videos and say, what was I thinking? I didn't know what I was doing. All this work that I did from now is a practice run. Even though you can use some of the clips or videos, if it's inauthentic, you may be able to get away with some of them on different channels. Like, maybe TikTok or Facebook, they may allow some of that content. But YouTube is strictly not buying it. Let me tell you, 2 years ago, I got monetized 2 years ago. Okay. Moved down here to Atlanta, Georgia. And when I moved down here, I was still trying to get, and I talked about this before on my channel, I was trying to get steady. Still not right in Atlanta. I don't know what's up with Georgia. But moved down here 2 years ago, and YouTube was like, hey, in authenticity, they said, we're going to have to snatch your monetization from you, okay? I said, what? I had it for like, give me 3 days. I didn't even have enough time to get back to YouTube because I was still situated, moving from Detroit down here to Atlanta. I haven't even get a chance to check my algorithm and my YouTube studio to figure out all that I can do now that I am finally monetized on YouTube. Then they gave me 30 days, or was it 15, to get back at them so I can do, I want to try to find the right word for it. Not a deny, but it was a appeal, basically. It was an appeal, okay? It was an appeal for the demonetization. So I had to go through the appeal. I had to contact them for the appeal or whatever. Finally got a like after 30 minutes. Girl, whatever. I had to contact them about the appeal. I was going through some things down here in Atlanta, Georgia. And then when I got down here and I looked back to my YouTube channel, I was like, okay, I'm ready to do the appeal. The last appeal day was 15 days. Was 15, I want to say, I think it was 15 days. When I look back for the appeal, it was no longer available for me to appeal it. So I was at, the moment I was at 28K. And I was in a new city, and I was like, okay, so y'all gave me 3 days of monetization and then you snatched it from me? Didn't even give me a chance to talk to a human. The AI systems of YouTube was like, look, your channel is inauthentic. We are demonetizing you. And I was so distraught at the moment, and I'm handling so many different things. Mind you, I am trying to get situated in a completely different state. Okay, I got so much going on right now, and then my YouTube channel is telling me that you are no longer demonetized after the 3-4 days after all the work you put in. I'm talking about horrible, okay, just completely horrible. So okay, now I'm back at square one. After they told me that my appeal is up, I no longer can appeal after 15 days. Okay. So I'm just reading all types of stuff on YouTube, trying to figure out what it was that got me taken down. And it was a lot of things, now that I look back at it, that I had on my channel that had me taken down. I don't cuss on my channel. I don't use any type of profanity at all on my channel, because I know that's automatic X'd out, because if you use any type of profanity, you know, they're not going to even show your videos. It won't make any sense to anybody. So, but for one, YouTube set us all up with the green screen. That was number one. YouTube set everybody up when they came with the green screen, because there are certain stipulations on the green screen that you should abide by. Because if you use the entire video for the green screen, and it's crazy, because they allow you to on YouTube. They allow you to green screen, you know, where you use your face and you watch the people do their video, and you can interact, you can laugh, you can do whatever, and you can upload the video. It's a complete setup, I'm telling you, because even if you talk through the entire video, and forget my lace front, y'all. I'm gonna tat it down later. It's hot. Even if you use the entire video and you talk through it or whatnot, and I'm not reading nothing on my screen right now. Okay, I'm just talking right now. I'm not replying to anyone right now. So if you want to show me some love, you can hit the like button. I'm on my YouTube channel. I'm just talking about the things that I have dealt with me being an influencer. I'm not even reading the screen. Okay. But yeah, get back to what I'm saying, because I got sidetracked for a second. The green screen is the setup, okay? Because YouTube allows you to use the green screen, but if you use the entire green screen for your video, that is deemed inauthentic. So there are certain stipulations with the green green screen that you have to use. Let's say you use the green screen for maybe like 2 seconds, but then you cut the green screen and then you come back to it and you start talking through the video or whatnot and showing completely your face, then it's deemed authentic. But once you take the green screen all the way through from somebody else's video and you feel like, okay, I can show people this. This is a hairstyle that I'm not used to doing or something like that. Or this is a herb that I'm not used to using. I'm just going to green screen their video, talk through it. I'm guilty of it. I've done it before because y'all don't understand the amount of money sometimes that you come up with doing some of these videos. And a lot of people that are watching you, they don't understand the amount of money that you spend just to take the time to create these videos. They have no clue. So sometimes you do run out of ideas. You do run out of things to do for your YouTube channel, and then you start to get desperate. But that's the setup from the YouTube algorithm when they came up with the green screen, okay? Once they came up with that green screen, they knew everybody was going to use it. Then what they do, they remove the green screen, and then they put an age obligation on YouTube because all the kids was doing it. So now, since all the kids was doing it and their channels was skyrocketing, they said, oh, we got to pull the green screen back. Then we got to make the green screen inauthentic. You can't use green screen inauthentic as an inauthenticity. And then we're going to then YouTube put on an age restriction for people who wanted to have a YouTube account. And it all started with the green screen. I swear to God, I felt like I was one of the first ones to get hit. I was so mad. Entirely upset. Do you understand me? Pissed off. But like I said, I'm here to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it, okay? We're going to talk about some of the things that... Thank you, love. I just read it. Thank you so much. Resilient and hot at this point. Hot and just, just going through it, okay? So, back to why I never thought I would be an influencer, okay? Then I had to go back to YouTube channel and I had to read everything. Like, so what all else have I been doing wrong, since it's not just the green screen? Because it can't be just the green screen. It has to be more than the green screen. And then I was doing movie clips. Some of those with Madea and etc., and those were deemed inauthentic, even though I took the time to interact the scenes. I took my time to interact the scenes. I put on face makeup, face paint. Some of the videos I even bought outfits or wigs that were similar to the movie ideas that I was doing, but because of the fact that it was a movie and I had a lot of people, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I know that I was getting a lot of views, okay? And let's just imagine I interacted another influencer. I played them in a skit. I played it to a T. Or I interacted a movie star. I played it to a T. I put it on my YouTube channel. I may have put their name in it. I popped up. Don't you think I would have dealt with some type of hate? Okay, inauthenticity. So it was so many different things that I had to realize that I was doing wrong, when I could have said, okay, I'm just gonna do hair. Back in the days when I first started YouTube, they'd tell you that you needed a niche. You need to do one thing on your channel. Now they're telling you you don't need a niche. They're telling you to do everything on your channel. Okay, so what about the things that I recorded that weren't not a part of my niche? Now, since I had to delete the video, and now you're telling me I don't need a niche and I could have saved my video. Like literally, like it's crazy how they switch up and down on the rules of the influencer game and on the channels. Like next year it could be something completely different and they'll change their guidelines on you because this is their platform. You may not be working a 9-to-5 job, but you're still working for somebody because you're working for YouTube. This their platform. And everybody clicked off when I said that. But I'm being honest because the moment that you do something wrong on YouTube, this is their platform. They get to say what's on it, what you can say, what you cannot say. So there are still guidelines, even though that you're working for yourself. Typically, this platform is paying you. Other than you being a business owner and you are making products to sell to each other, sell to, different customers, this is another form of you to make money. Okay? And then people begin to bank on this because starting a business isn't the best sometimes, because when you first started, you could literally be sitting on a product, or you could have somebody to message you and say, hey, and I paid for this wig. I paid $300 for this wig, okay? And I'm trying to resell it, probably make another $100 off of it from what I sold it, because I had to pay for the shipping for it to come to me from China. So I have to make my money off of it, but I have a customer in my inbox telling me that the 30-inch lace front that I'm trying to sell them is not worth it, that is only $100. You don't understand the type of buffoonery. You do not understand the type of buffoonery that these people will put you through as a business owner. I told you this wig is 30 inches and it's a 9A grade hair. And it's a 14 by, I don't want to have the wrong, but you know the deal. For 30 inches alone is going to be more than $300-400 if you walk into a beauty supply. And I'm telling you that I'm selling this for maybe like $350-400. And not only that, but I'm telling you that I can upgrade this wig and make this wig like no other. And I will do it on YouTube for you to see me to do the work and everybody else to see it. Because if I upgrade the wig, it's pretty much handmade at that point. Only thing I need to do is use the cap part of it, and it's more secure instead of me just making the entire wig from a net or a base. I could make a wig off of something that you would purchase from China, and I would make it a custom-made wig because I'm adding weft to it and everything. You would not imagine the type of customers that will come in. Oh, well, I would buy this, but it's just not worth it. They will tell you anything to I want to say to tell you that your product is not top of the line or something that they could, something for them to purchase. But if it wasn't what you wanted to purchase, why would you be in my inbox telling me that my product ain't worth it? It don't add up. It don't make no sense. I've never done that either. If I didn't want a product where I feel like I could choose something else, I would go pick the better product. I never got into a business's inbox and say, "Oh, I would pay." It's just not worth it, huh? Devastating. Do you understand me? Me as a new business owner, do you know how that devastated me? For me to spend $300 for this product from China and pay for it to get shipped. Wait the 2 weeks. A lot of y'all not going to do that. You're not going to order this hair from another state and pay shipping and then tell me that I should be selling it for $100. The horror stories. The horror stories is ridiculous. I swear to God, and I'm laughing at it right now. And I think I needed to get it off my chest because I never told nobody. The horror stories when I first started selling hair. I said I'll quit. I'm not gonna sell another bundle. I quit. I said I'm gonna stick to just influencing. And one day when my money come up and I get my influencing money, I'm gonna start all over. That ain't happened yet. Oh my God. I just can't. I just can't. But y'all, I'm gonna get off of here. I'm laughing. I probably needed this right now. I needed to kind of talk about this. And once again, I didn't fully need to look at the camera this time because, like I said, I'm an introvert. I needed to kind of look away. I'm not trying to be rude to nobody, but I am still camera shy. I don't think you ever get over that. You know what I'm saying? Especially as an introvert. Looking directly into that camera will kill everything. I promise you. Unalive. I can't say that on YouTube. Excuse me. So, there are definitely guidelines. Y'all, I'm going to get off of here. It's hot. Next time when I feel like I'm going to talk about my YouTube escapades and my social media escapades, I'm going to come back with y'all with that. Love you much. Peace out. Bye.